Life is a beautiful thing. You see the skies, the stars, the air, the mountains, the animals, but we tend not to focus on it or don't enjoy the feeling of life because we are always distracted with the life challenges that we face. My name is Nokwanda Mabuza. Namaste. I am from Africa, all the way from Africa, in the southern part of Africa, from the kingdom of Eswatini. I really like my country because it's full of loving people, rich of culture, and most importantly, the respect, because it starts from the king, the elders, and then it's passed through to us, which is something that I feel like it's more similar because I've been spending some time here in India and I've realized that it's also home. It also feels like home. I'm not lost. I'm amongst the people. So me taking a decision to leave Africa and be like, I want to go study outside the country. I want to go and study in India. It wasn't an easy decision. I had to sit down because I had to leave my life behind. I have to leave my family, my friends. It was a very harsh decision to make. But at the end of the day, I did realize that it's going to benefit me more. It's for my own benefit. I remember when I was in the airport saying my goodbyes to my family, to my sisters. It was so heartbreaking. And I was also scared what might happen, might be kidnapped, or what if I lose my stuffs. But the courage of taking risk for your own benefit in life, it helps. When I was in the airport, I met this old guy. He was sitting next to me. And he started taking out his phone and calling his friend. He's like, you know, the Papuanians are here. I'm like, oh. And I was like, okay, it's fine, because you cannot force someone to like you. You cannot force someone to be like, oh, I like this person. Because we are all different, made in all kind of different ways. And funny enough, when we were boarding our flight, I was sitting right next to him. And the baboon was supposed to help him to turn on his screen, to connect his headphones so that he can enjoy his flight. What I'm going to talk about today is the challenges that we face in life and how are you supposed to handle those challenges that you face in life. I have made some few points, 8 points that helped me as a student to know how not to lose myself, how to stay focused without losing myself whenever I'm facing challenges. Because to be honest, in this kind of generation that we're living in, we face so many challenges. This life is so dramatic, not only on personal space, but as a whole world, as a whole country, there are a lot of things that are going on. And when I look at this generation that we're living in, most people tend to distract themselves. They tend to distract themselves other than focusing on the problem and trying to fix what is wrong. So my first point will be, do not try to escape, because most of our youth, when you ask them, why are you doing this, why are you doing that, they'll be telling you, I'm trying to escape reality. Or like, how are you escaping reality if you go and drinking alcohol, you hang out with your friends, you spend time doing this, doing that, without sitting down and drafting down what is wrong, what is going on with your life. Be like, I'm escaping. Is it really escaping, or you're just trapping yourself in the same situation to stay there again and again? So for me, I always, when I face a problem, I'll be like, okay, the pressure is there. Problems are not nice and they can destroy a person. So it's very critical and it's very mindful of you to know how to handle problems. So I just sit down and be like, what can I do in these problems? What can I do to make the problems not be that much difficult, you know? And second of all, people are gonna talk. When you face a problem, see, whatsoever that is going on in your life, your family members, they know about it, or maybe your friends, they know about it. They'll be like, this one, she's always like this. She's not serious with life. Those negative talks that they give to you, those negative words that they say to you, I will say, do not focus on what they say to you. Do not focus on the negative part. When a problem comes, the right thing about a problem is that it always comes with a positive side. It also comes with a negative side. So if you always focus on the negative side, it's going to be hard for you to handle the whole thing, because the pressure is already there. So the people will be talking, she's always like this, she's not performing well, she's like this, she's like this. For you, focus on the negative or on the positive things. First of all, you're gonna have to know what skill are you gonna get from this problem. Because when you face a problem, you know very well that there is another skill that you're gonna develop. See, a person who have been not facing problems in life and a person who have been facing problems is much more powerful than someone who have gone through something, who have gone through a lot. And you can prove that by looking at the general things. When you want to be something, when you want to be successful, you have to sacrifice a lot of things. We tend to pray, like I'm making an example of something. If you're going through something, you tend to pray and be like, God, can you please help me to be a strong person? Can you please help me to pass through this thing? Can you please help me to have patience? But do you not know the package that comes with being a strong person? Because if you want to be a strong person, you have to go through training. If you want to be a soldier, you don't just sleep and wake up and you have to go through the pain, you have to go through the suffering. So if you are facing a problem, know very well that, okay, maybe this is a new step in my life. This is a new beginning for me. I'm going to benefit something. I'm going to be a stronger person. Another point that I'm going to talk about is not focusing on what people say about you, because you are not defined by people. You are not defined by your past. You are not defined from where you are coming from. You are the one who's responsible for your future. You are the one who knows what you want, and the future is in your hands. You are the one responsible to mold it, build it. You see, for me, when I was back in high school, I used to have my friends, and I'll just talk about when I was in my last year. You see, when you are in your last year in high school, you tend to have like small groups for discussion, like studying together, doing some past papers. When I joined those groups and be like, guys, can you please study? I'll be like, you're not even a topper in class. You don't even pass, so why should we even listen to you? It goes to a point whereby even the teachers in class, they'll be like, no wonder you play too much. You're not gonna clear high school. I mean, I don't see you clearing high school. You're gonna fail. And that thing destroyed me a lot in such a way that I started bunking classes. I started not studying, sleeping. But one day I sat down and I was like, why am I proving them right? Why am I proving whatsoever that they are saying that this thing is right? Because if I keep on bunking classes, if I keep on not studying, this thing is going to prove them right. And of course, I'm going to fail. That anger, it came from within. I was like, no, I'm not going to allow this to happen. I started studying. I started focusing on school. Even if it wasn't easy, it was very hard, because I knew very well that if I go to school, they're gonna start making fun of me. If I go to class, the teachers, whenever they have to make a bad example of a student, they're gonna pick my name. But I had to wake up every day, push myself to go to school, because I wanted to be like, no, you were wrong about me. I'm not this, I am this. And luckily enough, I did clear my high school. And with a huge blessing from God, I was among the toppers, and I made it to like study abroad. From all of my classmates, I was the only one who was able to like go outside the country and study abroad. It was the anger from within. Anger comes in different way. Me, I will encourage like each and every one of you, when you face a problem, do not allow the problem to destroy you. Do not allow the problems to put you down. Instead, have the anger of like saying no to failure. No, I'm not going to allow this to happen. Try with whatsoever that you have to be like, no, I'm not going to try. I'm not going to allow this to happen. And another point that I'm going to talk about is like not trying to impress people. See, we have this empty space in our lives whereby we try to impress, we try to be loved by everyone. We are all humans, we deserve love, but the truth must be told. Not everyone is going to be your cup of tea. So don't waste your time where you are not needed. Don't put your efforts where you are not needed. Focus on the positive things. I would say hang around with people who always encourages you, who always talk about the good things about you, because you're going to see change in your life. You're going to see improvement in your life. See, and another thing about problems, because I feel like students, they face more challenges because there's pressure on school, at work, or even at home. Not only students, even at work, teachers, they also go through the same thing. But for me, I will make an example. When I was growing up, I grew up in a very small family. And it happened that it was only me and my sisters. We lost our mom when we were very young. I used to ask God, God, why did this happen to me? Why do I have to go through all these struggles? Because when they are calling for parent meeting, there's no one to be there for me. I have to like represent myself. I have to go to the teachers and ask, what is required? What was I asked? What was the meeting about? And a lot of things I had to stand up for myself. A lot of things I have to do for myself. That thing made me to be, in short words, I can say an independent woman at a very young age. I had to like stand up for myself in every situation. Today, when I sit down, I'm like, in as much as it was painful, in as much as it was a painful experience, but at least I've gained something. You see, the way that I look at things now, the way I do things, it's much more different than my friends. My friends, they'll be like, hey, Nokwanda, you're so weird, or you're too matured for us. Why don't you take this money? Let's go out. And be like, guys, I have to pay my rent first. I have to buy food. I have to make sure my school fees is paid. I have to make sure my exam fee is paid before doing that. No, you will say that later. Because me, I know myself, no one is going behind me. No one's got my back. At least for them, they have parents, they've got their back. So know who you are, know your situation. Don't be influenced by people, because you are different on your own. Someone might be doing this thing because they know very well that, okay, I have a backup plan. But you have to know yourself. Don't be influenced by people. And lastly, my last point will be that each and every problem that you face in life, learn to have a strategy. I have shared my own strategy that you can do this, but I'm not saying it's going to work on everyone. We face different problems, but at least draft down the problem. What's really going on? And also, learn to learn from other people's mistakes. Learn to learn from other people's mistakes. Don't wait for the situation to happen to you. Don't wait for the situation to happen in your own life. Look at what's happening to other people. They don't have to tell you, do not do this because this is going to happen. You have eyes, you have your brains. You can see that if I do this thing, this is going to happen to me. If I do this thing, this is going to happen to me. And when I'm closing, I'll be just summarizing all the points. First of all, try to focus. In as much as the pressure is there, in as much as the situation is very difficult, focus on the situation. Do not distract yourself, because most of people, they tend to distract themselves. They tend to be like, I'll sort it later. I can't handle this anymore. Learn to focus. Draft down whatsoever that you can do to solve the issue, so that it cannot affect your studies, it cannot affect your way of life. And because what I realize in nowadays, most young people, they go through a lot and they tend to like end up ending their lives, ending everything. So in order to avoid that thing, in order for you to not find yourself in that situation, train your mind, train yourself to be in control of your own self. Be in control of every surrounding that is you. There is no one who's going to control you. You are also a human in this world. You have a right to exist. So if you find yourself in a situation whereby I feel like I'm not welcome in the situation, I feel like I'm being pulled down in the situation, where you feel like I'm not performing well, I'm not in my full potential, you have a right to stand up and walk away. You have a right to surround yourself with people who will give you positive words, who will give you motivation and become your full self. And lastly, as I'm closing now, lastly, do not try to copy other people. We have a lot of celebrities in our days. We have a lot of influencers on social media. And you'll be like, oh, I want to be like that person. I want to be like that person. That's a good thing, because there are those people that are influencing us. They are there to make us better people. But do not copy what exactly they are doing, because you might find that your skill is on doing. Their skill is on brain. So you end up focusing on doing while you can perform 100% on what? On brain. So if you are good with your hands, use your hands. If you are good with your brains, use your brains. There's no work we can say this work is very important. Every work is important. Either you are engineering, either you are a doctor, or either you don't feel like, if I'm doing this kind of work, I'm not that successful in life. The most important thing that you should know is that, where am I good at, so that you can perform very well where you are good at. Thank you so much.